This pod feels like you are trying to convince your guests that it's okay for you to wear tank tops. Like you want to wear it really bad, and you're like, guys,
and people
cool.
people keep asking me like, please stop. I'm like a hideous boil on the back of my neck. They're just like, wear, Jesus. No one wants to look at it. Either get an operation, get it taken off, or wear it's something with crew neck, please. Yeah, that's my whole thing.
You have like facial hair, like you have like an actor's face. So like depending on what you wear, like it just changes the vibe. Like now, like because I don't know you that well, but I've seen you on stage and usually wear like whatever regular clothes. But with the tank, if I didn't know you, different.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I am a fun actor for like costume people to dress up, to put weird shit on. You know,
I mean, you look racist.
I look racist
with the tank, you know. But I don't know if it's the color. I don't know what it is. But,
terrible.
But I've never thought that about you.
But I'll
never
take
thought
it.
that. But today I'm like,
it's funny. I'm like undercover. Welcome to Tank Top Talks with Matt Braunger. I am your host, Matt Braunger. Tank tops are ridiculous, but they feel good. And the reason why they feel so good is because they are ridiculous. Fumi Abe, let's talk about your tank.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.
This is your tank. You just gave this to me. It's used. You know what I was thinking? We have very different body sizes. So then as I was putting this on, I was like, I don't think this is yours. And then I was like, is this your wife's?
No.
And your wife is my manager's.
Yeah.
It's so weird that I would be wearing my manager's clothes.
Yeah. No, it's mine.
Okay.
It's mine.
Really?
It's a little big, but it's like, and it would be fucking, you know, like too small for her, too big for her, but like way too big. But it's, I don't know. It's like, I haven't busted that one out in a while, you know, but I should say, for those of you wondering, like anyone listening or watching, why, you know, is he wearing, you know, my tank top? Because he didn't have any. And I was like, yeah, like that's an extremely common thing. Like the crux of this show is ridiculousness.
Well, yeah, so, I'm not a big tank guy. I've owned one in my life. It was a Tecate tank that I got at Urban Outfitters years ago when I went to the beach in my 20s. But like, I think I've just been like insecure about the arms.
Most people are.
And I think armpit hair looks ugly in tanks. You know what I mean?
No, you're not wrong.
Do you know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
You ever see like a basketball player and then like they usually have it shaved? When they don't, it's weird.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's why it's kind of like a culture of defiance. Women who don't shave their pits wearing tanks, being like, you don't like this? Fuck you. Which I, you know, one thing about tank tops is like when I say they're ridiculous, I really mean it. I'm not someone who where I walk around going,
believe you, bro.
I'm not that person just like, why isn't everyone in it? Because they look so weird. I mean, I've mentioned this, but I did the Moon Tower Fest, and when the Colleen who books the whole fest said it to like people who work for it, he's like, oh, Braunger's coming with it. He has a new podcast. And they're like, what is it? And it's Tank Top Talks. And they all went, ugh. Like they had the same reaction that I remember my friends in college had when I had like a beard or goatee and I just shaved the mustache and I looked just Amish.
Yeah.
They all were like, yuck, man. What are you doing? You know?
Yeah, tanks are have you been a tank top guy? Is this the inspo for the...
I'm a tank top guy when I'm on vacation somewhere hot. That's it.
Of course, yeah.
That's it. And but it's like sense. I like because it to me it's really silly to just be walking around as a grown man dressing like a toddler.
Right.
Like these are basically kind of made to throw on children because it's easy to get their fat little arms.
Sure. Do you think, are basketball jerseys tanks or no?
See, we've talked about this. They're probably the coolest. No, not even throw up, probably the coolest kind of tank top.
Okay.
If they are a tank top. And people would probably fight me and say, no, that's a jersey. But I'm like, the shape is the shape.
The shape is the shape. Yeah. I've just from like, I'm not super into fashion, but sometimes I see outfits and I'm like, I want to try that. And I've been wanting to incorporate like a basketball jersey thing. So I got like a Charles Barkley jersey.
The best.
But it looks weird on me. And I don't know. I don't even think you have to be jacked to look good in a tank, but I'm trying to figure out like what body type do you think looks best in a tank top?
Absolutely jacked. Yeah,
just
without
jacked.
doubt. Yeah,
you
big shoulders.
Okay.
No, you don't have to be. But the thing about it, I will say like, non-binary people have taken the whole rule book and thrown it out the window.
Right.
Where it's like there isn't as much of a care for how a body looks or anything, where it's kind of like, this is me. And so it's like, I kind of like seeing someone who has rounded shoulders wearing a tank top. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like skinny arms or whatever.
The jack thing is interesting because I feel like sometimes women look cool wearing it and they're not always jacked. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's necessarily like a masculine, feminine thing. It's more like there must be a ratio of the arms to the whole or some math we could do.
Maybe,
You know, in the way that I think sometimes like oversized
come back.
Oversized tees look good on certain bodies, right?
Yeah,
and
no,
then
that's
tighter
definitely
tees
true.
look better on. Like I'm not. It's not even about gender. It's just more like what math do I got to do to my body to make this work?
That's a great point.
know? Yeah,
that's a really great point. And you know, I can't tell you the amount of women. The female ratio to like, I just don't like how my body looks in tanks way more than dudes, and the dudes that have been on the show and being like, I don't like how I look like right now at all, kind of thing.
Right. I actually haven't seen myself yet. I was so seeing if I was on this, and I haven't seen myself.
You look fine. You look good.
Well, I mean, but like, yeah, I mean, if I just walked in here like this, I guess.
I mean, it's like you just look like you're on vacation. That's all. And that thing is ridiculously huge for you. Yeah.
This looks like you skated in it and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a lot of good memories in this. I don't know.
No, I just kind of bought it in Santa Cruz. That's it. I was at the Santa Cruz store in Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
And I used to skate when I was a kid. And I remember that was like a cool brand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, like, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a sweatshirt. I'm going to get a tank top. I think I got a pair of socks. So it was just, it looks worn in. Because I've probably worn it a lot, but it's not like from doing what you're supposed to do.
What year do you think you wore this?
That's probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, that's pretty new.
Yeah.
That's post-COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, well, good for you for wearing tie-dye. That's like pretty.
I dug it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like to throw the rule books out in terms of like, oh, you're supposed to wear this. I mean, that's when I kind of go, oh, I don't know, you get that or whatever. You know, I'm not. And now like not tank tops, tie-dye. It's not really hippie rules anymore.
No,
like,
no.
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
For sure.
This spot feels like you are trying to convince your guest that it's okay for you to wear tank tops. Like you want to wear it really bad, and you're like, guys,
and people people keep asking me, like, please stop. I have like a hideous boil on the back of my neck. They're just like, where? Jesus. No one wants to look at it. Either get an operation, get it taken off, or wear it's something with crew neck, please. Yeah, that's my whole thing.
You have like facial hair, like you have like an actor's face. So like depending on what you wear, like it just changes the vibe. Like now, because I don't know you that well, but I've seen you on stage and usually wear like whatever regular clothes. But with the tank, if I didn't know you, different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I will give you this. It's like I am a fun actor for like costume people to dress up, to put weird shit on. You know,
I mean, you look racist.
I look racist
with the tank, you know. But I don't know if it's the color. I don't know what it is. But,
terrible.
But I've never thought that about you.
But I've
never thought that. But today I'm like,
funny. I'm like undercover. I feel like maybe I come off as like maybe I look like we say like Florida racist.
Like I don't know. The first character that came to mind was who's the guy that Kirk plays on that show Reservation Dogs.
Oh yeah,
like that.
Kirk Fox.
Yeah, that guy plays that. I don't even know what his character does. I think he owns a junkyard.
You put Kirk Fox in a tank top. That is that guy's got a white hood.
Yes,
like that guy's committed. It's not just something in his head that he doesn't think is racist.
Right.
You know, he's like, there's gonna be a war. He's that guy. There's a war coming up. I can't be too friendly with that guy down the street.
Right.
I got no problem with it, but if shit jumps off, bro,
it's just a tank. Yeah, and that's something you got to think about as you try fashion.
Funny, dude. Yeah, like tank tops, just random tank tops on random white dudes. It does look kind of racist.
It's dangerous. You're putting fire there. But also kind of an interesting fashion risk.
Doesn't that show though the blinders, the horse blinders that like white guys have? Like I have. Didn't occur to me. Just walking down the street whistling, making marginalized communities feel even more marginalized.
Right.
Why are you so fucking free wearing that? You know what I mean?
You're just like, it's ridiculous, right? Whereas, like, no, dude, it's scaring us.
Whereas it's like, I kind of feel, I like, especially being, a dad in his early 50s, like I more identify with the Asian dad with a belly that won't take the tank top off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Perhaps like the Vietnamese dad, you know?
Sure.
Always wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shorts. Ultimate relaxation.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Change your shirt. Take a shower, dad.
Yeah. That's what you're going for.
That's the vibe that I want. He's not coming off like that at all.
Amazing. You're like, I'm not racist. I just want to be an Asian man. Can't you see?
I'm racial. not racist. I'm specifically, but I also think that dad type is universal. I think that dad type is in Norway, probably.
Sure.
There has to be like, they're all so tall and fit there. It's like there has to be that one guy that's committedly fat.
Is there a comedian that wears tank tops? I guess Matt Rife. He's
John Marco had a whole thing where he was.
Does he wear tanks on stage?
He was for a while,
but he wears like silly ones like this.
Yeah,
Matt's wearing the. But
he's like a real fit guy. He's one of those guys that's doing like HIIT classes that are like 3 hours and
shit. Yes.
You know what I mean?
He's fit. Yeah.
I went to the goddamn gym. We were at the same hotel. We were at 2 different Tacoma comedy clubs in Tacoma. And he's in the gym. And we've known each other for a little while, and he just starts fucking doing handstands, and I'm like, "Fuck you, man!"
Wow.
Wait till, especially where they're like this, like similar height,
right?
I'm just like, but I'm also I remember I talked about it that night. I went from jealous to then going, man, you know what? Fucking cool. Fucking cool that a tall guy can do a handstand.
A tall guy? Is that a thing? Tall guys can't do handstands? I've never even heard of that.
So much, like center gravity is so high.
Right.
There's so much there to kind of fucking
Are gymnasts short typically, even for men?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I did not know that.
You don't really watch the Olympics and a guy comes out to do the floor routine and he's like 6'5".
This is interesting because I'm a short guy, so I don't know deep cut tall guy insecurities, and this is one of them.
Yeah, that is. It's a specific one I never really thought about until I saw him and he didn't just do it like it's nothing. Right. He wasn't like smoking a cigarette with one hand.
Right.
But it is one of those things where I'm just like, whoa, that's some serious. And I was like, dude, you can do handstands? And he's like, took a lot of lifting. He was like, he worked toward it. So I'll give him that.
Against the wall or just straight up nothing?
Feet in the air.
Wow.
For a couple seconds.
Sure.
He didn't walk all over the place, but yeah.
Yeah, I opened for his special taping and he I was changing and I didn't know he was like jacked. And I was like, this is so
He's in real good shape. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like his whole brand is like, I'm like a theater guy. And it's like, it's just like it's sort of like a conflicting idea for me.
Well, I wonder if it's the Laurence Olivier thing where he was just like, I remember reading that as a kid where he was like, when I was a serious actor growing up, I wanted to, and he was like an actor who wants to play Hamlet or any of the big roles has to like be as fit as an Olympian. And I'm just like, are you, how much time is in the day? You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Like to study the great works and work on your technique, but also 5 hours of whatever.
Yeah, cardio, that
routine.
Stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Are you an exercise guy? Do you work out or?
Dude, not really.
Okay.
I ran like cross country in high school.
I mean,
and I did wear a tank for that. We did tanks.
There you go.
We did tanks.
That's your tank history.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
tank history.
I can't run. That's like, I can in an emergency, but it's like I look ridiculous.
Yeah, tall guys and jacked guys were not as fast.
No.
It's the skinny, like really skinny guys.
I really respect long distance running.
But that was high school. It was like years ago. And then I just didn't do anything because I was kind of skinny. I had like a fast metabolism, but then I hit 30 and I started getting that beer belly. I was playing tennis for a while.
Oh yeah.
But I hurt myself. So I've been out the game for like 4 months.
Okay.
But it's hard to like know as you get older, you're like, what's a safe activity? What's safe for me?
You don't strike me as an unhealthy human being. You know what I mean? Like you don't seem like a big vice guy.
Yeah, I don't like, I try not to eat like tons of fried stuff or I don't smoke and stuff. But you do have to move, and I was moving all the time when I lived in New York.
Yeah.
But I don't really walk here. And I think I've gained weight since I've gotten here.
Sure. Yeah.
My average weight has gone up by like 5 to 10 pounds. And I was like, oh, why? And it's like, oh, because I'm taking like 3,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, I was always taking 10. Like, going to Trader Joe's, that's already 3-4 right there.
Yeah. We had a guest on the other day that like we got into that about how like we go to New York and everyone's just like, holy shit, look how beautiful you guys are. You're in such good shape.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because everyone's constantly walking.
Right. I think people here are beautiful as well. But I always thought my take on New York and LA is LA people... they dress to show off their bodies.
Yes. Okay.
And New York people, we dress to show off our clothes, our fashion, our
That's
style.
true.
Right. So it's different. It's like you don't have to be the hottest body person to have really good taste in clothes.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of like larger size people who have like who are rocking like really cool vintage stuff.
Yes.
But LA, it's like I work out and then this is my Vuori or like Lululemon, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like, and it's just see through, and you're like, I want you to see everything down to the nipple,
right?
Because I worked so hard for this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you're like your body is your costume.
Yeah.
That is the thing. It's I think New York is very much like like a city in Spain where you go to Barcelona or Madrid. People go to the corner store dressed up. Yeah. You know what I mean? With like style, where it's like that in New York. I love looking at people's outfits in New York. Yeah. Where it's like, I'm in my head, I'm like, where'd you get that?
Right. I know I've seen, going back to the tank thing, yes. I have seen some fashionable tanks there, but you got to own it. Like I've seen like Jay Jordan wear like mesh tanks on stage, you know?
I could see that.
But again, he has a $1 million body, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So, and I love that he didn't, the part of me is the thing of he's a ripped gay. He's one of those guys, like Joel Kim Booster or something like that, or Mateo Lane, just impossible bodies. Impossible bodies. Yes. But God bless him. But Jay's thing was he was a comic book dude. Like he would look at comic books and he's like, I want that body.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know the history. Oh, he wanted to be like Wolverine.
His own words. Yeah, exactly. Like, he wanted to have.
He does look extra strong. Yeah. Like, because a lot of gay guys who are fit, but they're like, it's like, you're like a model. But when I look at Jay, it's like. Yeah,
his body is not like a diver's.
Right.
I feel like Mateo is like a slightly shorter diver.
Yes, Jay,
with his abs and everything. And
Jay's trying to get into the gifted school for mutants or whatever.
Yes,
like
exactly.
He's trying to get in hard.
Someone fucks around, claws are coming out.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Isn't that fascinating?
He does have action figure body.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, God, you talk about the discipline and the commitment to have that, and the denial.
Do you think that? Because I do think you mentioned this earlier, like if you have a great body, you can wear a lot of things. Not everything, but you can wear tanks. I've always I feel like people who want abs and want to look like that, there's just something there that's not inside me.
No, same.
I don't hate my body at all. Obviously, if I was getting a little unhealthier, I would want to like cardio or go on walks and kind of get it down. But I don't have that thing in me because I don't think anyone would love me more if I was jacked. I truly think that. I feel that. And because I know that, it doesn't. I want to be healthy, but I've never wanted to get jacked. It's like I'm not like really interested in it.
No, me neither. And it just feels like pure vanity. It feels like something. Whereas if you have like, this person that's in the Olympics or they're champion weightlifter or whatever, you're just the body comes with it kind of thing. Yeah. But it's not something when I remember, what it makes me think of? There was that famous clip of those like CEO business owner type influencers where they're kind of just saying fucking nonsense. They never say anything about the actual road to building wealth, but it's like, you got to have this mind state. It's always that. Yeah. And it's a guy, bald headed dude, probably my age, in good shape. His shirt is on, but it's like a polo shirt tucked into his pants. He's like, you can't work for me if you don't have a six pack. And people think that's crazy. But to me, that shows commit. And I'm just like, what kind of weird.
Wait, can he say that?
Like fully in the closet type office experience are you providing? Where it's just like, let me see your fucking stomach.
Oh, that's crazy.
But he's full of shit. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to pull like an amazing coder or someone who can like read the market, like a blueprint just because they got a little role or something like that. But
the mentality aspect is interesting because sometimes I'm like, would I be more famous if I wanted that? You know what I mean? If I wanted, because I also have this thing where like, I kind of blame my immigrant parents for this, but like I know.
Cut this part, Max. We can't let this part on. Can't let this part on.
I just feel like, in a lot of aspects in my life, I know when I have enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't have endless hunger for things. For example, I'm 5'7".
Okay.
But I've never had a height complex because I'm the tallest person in my family. So I never thought I was short. People at school would say you're short, but I'm like, I'm not though. Like it's delusion.
And I don't think of you as short, but you're the original short king then. Because you were walking around school like, What do you mean I'm short?
But I'm not. Yeah, I guess I'm not like short. I'm not like short guys should like ladies. You gotta fuck the short guys. I'm not doing that. I truly don't think I'm that short. But I'm wrong. I think, but I don't feel that way.
Can I tell you? I never. It like I'm aware, but it doesn't cross my mind. I thinking of myself as a tall person. And and more to the point, when I was growing up, I probably hit this height when I was maybe 14.
How tall are you? Like 6'2"?
About 6'4".
Oh my gosh.
And like, I remember kind of going, what's the big deal? Because in my head, it's like, all right, I'm not good at basketball. You know, like that's the one thing that's like the thing for a tall person. Yeah. But it's like, I can reach the spaghetti pot on the top shelf for my mom. Yeah. That's it. That's kind of it. Yeah. And it's the whole thing of, you feel safer on a tall man. Like, why? It's right. It's not leverage, maybe, but it's also, I like the fact that it didn't really enter your mind, because I had this dumb bit about when the Shia LaBeouf thing happened, where he just
which one?
Well, when
New Orleans thing?
When he was on local news, and he was saying he like looked around, and I think he just got so faded he went into a gay bar. Yeah, and was like, these guys are standing close to me, and he punched somebody or something. It's just like,
oh, that's right.
And he was just like, he was like, said something like, I'm scared of big gays. Right. It's a wild thing to say. Yeah. But I was also like, I don't, my whole bit was, what are you afraid of? Perfectly cooked eggs at brunch and a great time, Yeah. But I was like, I'm scared of small straights, dude. I'm telling you, every time I've had a problem with a dude when I was a kid growing up, what's up, big man? It's always like a short guy saying that, trying to start some shit. Yeah. Because he's got something going on in his head that isn't real. Yeah. What you have going on in your head is real. Normal. Like it's all about being happy.
I have the same thing as that crazy short guy, but on the other end of the spectrum. Okay. Like what's happening to me isn't real, but it's happening. It's like, oh, I'm not that short. But that guy is trying to. No, you're right. I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse. I think he's like 5'7".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like less short whites.
And that video of him running around the shooting range, and he's got like got a little waddle and like just a fucking little peach butt. And you're like, I mean, everyone thought it. And I'm not like, but it's that thing where I'm like, I'm sure he's been told that. I'm sure he got hazed growing up. I'm sure. And I'm not saying like bullying led to that shit, but I'm sure it had some kind of kindling on that fire that was already there, that was like, I'm just going to go down there and shoot people. Like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It comes like, point. I try not to get too like new agey on here and shit, but like I am in therapy, and so much of everything I've learned in terms of the problems I've had is like, being okay with yourself is such a massive thing, because it's so hard. Yes. It's so hard. Even to this day, where I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give myself none. And it's like, it's got to go both ways. Yes. Like it has to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not secure in other places, but for whatever reason, height and like muscle just wasn't it. Like, so those things has never bothered me. But like being okay with yourself. I mean, you can tell when they're not, and then they're just always trying to cause some shit.
Always. Yeah. And like, that's a huge thing of it being a stand-up. For those listening that aren't stand-ups, the thing that we always, you don't either say or hear sometimes, depending on who it was how'd you get that? Anytime somebody gets, a late night set, gets new faces, gets a special, gets on, now it would be like, don't tell comedy or whatever, whatever is like the hot thing, the hot platform. It's the how'd you get that? And sometimes it's can you tell me how like I bend the ear of the person, or how, where they go or whatever. Yeah. But more often than not, it's, why didn't I get that? Why? Right.
Well, it's the way you ask. If you say, how'd you get that? They don't mean it like that. If you really wanted to know, you'd be like, it'd be a private message. It'd be like, and it'd be a close friend, and you'd be like, hey man, I'm just trying to like make some stuff happen. Like, would you mind sharing this? That's how they would ask.
100%.
How'd you get that is reactionary. It's very ugly. It's very, you heard it and now you can't handle it and you have to, react.
I had a guy a couple years into living in LA, and I think I'd done, what became Comedy Bang Bang. It was Comedy Death Ray when I first got here, and it was like the hippest show. You know, like Patton would do it, David Cross. That's like, I think that's, if you want to say discovered, that's where like Jeselnik got discovered. I remember like me and him doing shows, and just getting a kick out of his just saying the most insane thing to a crowd and getting a laugh.
Yeah.
But it was, Kyle Kinane and, it was like booking that show. I remember when they were like, oh, when Scott Aukerman was like, oh, you want to do that? I was like, oh, fuck yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
But there was a guy who I don't remember who he was, the name. I've never seen him since, but he was like almost berating me in a green room where he was like,
wow.
The thing is like, they don't book anyone but their own people. And I've submitted and stuff. And I'm like, well, the thing is, Scott has got a lot of balls in the air, plus the show. And I mean, I think you hit him up every couple months, maybe he'll put you on there. And he's like, but that's not true. That's not true. What you're saying is a lie. And I'm like, dude. And it's like, we've all had the frustration.
Sure.
But there aren't any laws to this or any universe.
Right.
You know what I mean? All you can do is just keep going up and hope the right people see you. You cannot force this shit. And I remember being like, all right, man. And like a week later, I started getting angry at this guy because
he asked you that?
No, because he came after me so hard. When all I'm doing, I didn't even know Scott back then, really.
Right.
But I was kind of trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I'm someone sitting there who had done the show once or twice.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I should have said to him, bro, I've never fucking heard of you. You know what I mean? Like, I have a comedy festival in Portland. I watch a lot of tape, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know everybody.
You had a festival in Portland?
But for 10 years.
Bridgetown?
Yeah.
That was yours?
That was mine.
I applied so many times.
Did you?
Never get it.
Fuck off.
No, I'm kidding.
Really?
I was really new in comedy. I think I played like twice.
Okay.
But I was not ready. So
okay.
Thank you for not having
me. No, well, listen. Andy and I watch a lot of stuff. I watched, I will say, the least amount of tape.
Sure.
And also,
you don't have to get defensive, bro. I accept it.
But I will say,
I accept it.
No,
I'm not even, bro. I'm comfortable.
I'm not throwing anyone under the bus.
I'm wearing a tank. I'm comfortable, bro.
Good. But it was one of those situations where it was just like, it was my excuse to go home, and I never made any money by choice from the fest, but the people that did not make enough, but they worked so fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, anytime I'm like, oh yeah, I was a part of it, it's like, I asked my more famous friends to slum it.
Yeah.
And be like, bro, will you burn Portland and do this festival? You have the most fun time ever.
Yeah,
so it's like, that's the little caveat I always add.
Yeah.
But anyway, in regards to that guy, it was just like, it'd be like if some guy cornered you and was like going after you,
Sure. I mean, if they didn't know me, I'd be annoyed for sure.
Yeah, he didn't know me at all.
Yeah.
This guy didn't know me at all. And it was this thing where I'm just like, wait, like I know a lot of comedians, man.
Do you ever, how old was that guy? Or how old are you guys?
We were probably both 30s.
Yeah.
He was not,
I have more, I think when I was younger, I'd be more annoyed and more like kind of, I don't know what the word is, just more like combative with that kind of energy. But I think as I get older, I try to have a little more empathy because I realize not everyone can afford therapy. And also, this is not just for stand-ups. This has been the writers' rooms too. But like, there are a lot of people in this industry who are like very talented, but like from, just like a maturity standpoint, I feel they are very undercooked and underdeveloped.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, I've just worked with people. I'm like, wow, you're so good at your job, but I don't want to spend a second with you when we leave this place. And I'm like, you have a family? Like, how? You're a dad?
Yeah.
And, like, I'm talking people getting in fights and stuff and just like acting like a baby. So I try to have a little more empathy with that kind of stuff, because it's like, I'm like, I know what you're doing, and you're just not able to handle this frustration that you're not getting booked. And but we all have that. Like, I've gotten certain things, but I haven't gotten other things. Yeah. Right? Everybody has a blind spot thing. And so like, it's fine. Oh, so true. It's fine, dude,
it's so true.
And I really have done, as I get older, like I'm 36 now, and like really the only thing I get jealous of is when somebody has like a new 10 minutes. Because it's like, that's because I didn't work hard enough. It's because I was not writing enough. And that's on me. It's not because someone didn't choose me, right? I can write a new 10 minutes or whatever. Like, if someone's been working hard and I'm like, wow, you have a great new 5 minutes that's like spanking new and it's good. It's like, that's awesome. And I want to be like, jealous is not the right word, but it's like inspired by that. Absolutely. And I just try to keep it to that.
But I kind of compare it to being happy mad. Because I will see comics and be like, fuck, that person's so good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Damn you. Yeah. Now I got to,
But that's like the only type of jealousy that's good.
I also get ideas. Yeah. I just steal their bits and write. I get, or like, oh, that's an interesting way to look at a thing. what if I looked at my thing a little bit like this, not even with their wording, but just kind of like it makes you remember something you had, then you go, oh yeah, there's that. Yeah. That's nothing like what that person's doing. But that's the best thing about, the tomfoolery of the stage.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But I love joking with younger, like, performers about like, man, that was supposed to be my role. Did you know that? I went in for that. Like, what? A totally different, like a young woman or something. She's like, what? They were not looking, because it is just that stupid when I'm like that with another person who is like my type. Yeah. Because it's just like, all right, I did everything I could and they didn't want me and that's fine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the point you raised about the writers' rooms too, because I do feel like a lot of, I've done Punch Up. I've never worked in a writer's room, but that is just its own skill set of inhabiting a space with the same group of people for a long, long time. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of ego and stuff. Yeah. It's very interesting. I felt like, and like late night's different than narrative and all this stuff. Yeah. But like just kind of being a newer person in the room, just kind of observing. But like, I mean, the biggest thing I learned wasn't even the comedy. It was just more about like, oh, like this is how some people behave. And this is like, okay, because there's no HR. And like, this is how you can like strong arm your idea into play if you're whatever. And like, there's so many factors for people to want to be around you that's like not comedy related too, and like. No, I mean, I was thinking about, I actually just hit her up, Katie Dippold, who created, Widow's Bay. Which is the biggest thing since sliced bread right now, which I'm just like, I worked with her on Mad TV and I've been a fan of hers since then. She like blew me away with like the ideas she would pitch. We don't, go in the room. It was like performers and writers would pitch ideas. Yeah. And I remember having that power of being like, oh God, none of my shit's as funny as anybody's and stuff. And like I'd get one or two through, but she always had these ideas that are like, oh my God. So it's like and she was also the chillest and the nicest person and stuff and no ego. But it's like, being around those people is worth bringing around like 10 of the guy you're talking about. Oh, yeah. For sure. Because you're just like, I just want you to get everything. Yes, there's always like people who are like, that. I want to be like them, Yeah. And I want them to win. Yes, I want them to get the thing that I want. Yes. Possibly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because they're doing it. I'm not at home writing scripts every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, stand-ups too, but I think they're just like, there's no HR, there's no guide, like, right mentorship and stuff always. And so I think sometimes you can just grow up and become bitter or be a little childish. And I think you're just like that, I was in Tempe yesterday and I was talking to somebody who opened for me and she was like, oh, I just opened for this other New York comedian on Wednesday who was like, she's like 23. She's like selling out the Tempe Improv. Of course. She's big on whatever. Of course, yeah. But I mean, I wasn't on the road when I was 23. I had like a regular office job. No, me neither. And she was like, oh, she came in and she was just like so, not like rude, but I guess she was like asking for a cigarette, but nobody had one. And they were like, oh, we can just go to the store and get you one. They're like, no, I only want one if people have one. Does anyone have one? And they're like, nobody here has a cigarette. Like, we can just go get one for you. And then like, I guess she was making a big deal about like, I don't want anyone to leave. Go get the cigarette or whatever. Like, I don't know, just like bunch of like, I guess she was like, there's a lot of like things that were happening that night that were like, people were like a little confused, little kind of like diva-ish, but I'm also like, yeah, but she's like 23, Yeah. But then again, she is 23 being flown out and doing all these things, being treated like a queen, king kind of situation. And and if this is her whole 20s, like, she might just kind of be like that in her 30s, right? Maybe. Like I often think about like, interesting. Like I had like a regular job, I had like real responsibilities, and I had people in my life who were like mentoring me, not in comedy, but just like, hey, this is how you like manage people or whatever. And I always try to like keep that in mind, as I hire like a video editor or like a email marketing person. It's like I try to like think about those days when I was working in advertising. It's like, oh, this is how I like to be managed. So I try to do it to them. But so many people don't have that, right? Like some people like just go 22, go to USC, and then they get a writer's assistant job and they're just like witnessing Modern Family or whatever. And like what a nightmare that writer's room, right, was like apparently, according to all the rumors. And it's like, so you just see that as a 22-year-old and then you're just like, I guess this is the way you're supposed to do it. And then they're just like mistrained. And then they become bosses and then you work for them and you're like, why are you being so difficult? But it's like, that's all they know, Yeah. I mean, I've like so many little examples, but throughout in my head, but I remember when I moved to LA, I was a PA on a lot, and I worked for a company that produced like reality shows. So I saw how people got treated on reality shows. Yeah. So when like Last Comic Standing came around, I'm like, I'm never doing this show. And they would ask, and I'm like, no, because you can edit. Not that they would do this, but they could edit you to look like anyone.
Oh, sure.
Like they can make you into any asshole. You're like, oh, you're the jerk on the show. You're the this, that, or the other. They're gonna edit you into that. But there would be big features getting shot in the lot, and then a young starlet came out, and I won't mention who she is, but she was in a robe, and she was on the phone with, I think, her husband, screaming about a party she's gonna have, and just being like, well, if they're gonna, I want the fucking just, and she's so loud, and we're all passing her, and people are like, I know who you are. Why are you ruining? Why are you doing this to yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like if Dwayne Johnson came out and was like, fuck you, I'm The Rock, and like smacked someone. And it was like, fuck, this is real. Did he just snap? It was like ruining any goodwill people had. And
right.
You know, it's like, and not even just how you behave in the public eye, but it is a thing how you treat people. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got, and I didn't need it because I was already kind of like this, but it's like, just be nice to everybody, man. Right. But that's how I want my environment to be warm and welcoming. I'm not going to, I didn't get into this business to shit on people.
Sure.
You know?
But listen, that's a lot of it, man. That's a lot of it.
Well, I will tell you, I had a project.
You're like, I got into this business to be nice and wear tank tops, man.
That's it. That's
Why can't everybody just wear a tank top?
We just wore I'm putting tank tops on assholes.
Yeah.
This'll change you. Put it on. Put it on. You'll look racist for a minute, but just put it on. I had a project that was like at the same time as like Nick Kroll's Kroll show and Amy Schumer's show and Key and Peele, and of course they got greenlit, and then mine didn't. But they're like, but we love you. We wanted you to make another pilot for the same show, and I'm like, what? And so I did. And then they were like, we still want to keep you. We need more scripts, maybe more scripts. And then they passed. And this was like a 2-year period. So I came out of that, you know, fired my agent, not necessarily his fault, but was just like, I need a new start. And I signed with these people that turned out to be really not good for me. I'll put it that way.
Is that the worst when you get rid of one team and you go to another one, it's worse?
Well, and they were just, I won't get into it, but like, not good people, not nice people. I should say, not that agents generally speaking are, but you know, like, but I am friends with some agents, you know, but it's a tough business. But I remember being, if something went like wrong, not the nicest to them and my then manager, your current one, you know, because we worked together before we were together.
You met in a client bar?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's illegal.
It should be. Should fucking be.
Wait a second.
Bro.
She signed you?
But way before.
Wait, what?
But she was also in a terrible relationship, and we became drinking buddies, and that led to that. And so
she's not your manager now.
No, God, no.
Okay, good.
That was the secret sauce 10 years ago.
Wow.
When we moved in together, that was a thing of like, we'd been broke up for months. We started talking again, and it was like talking to a new, better person, and I don't just mean her.
Right.
So it was this kind of thing of like, oh, fuck, why did we... Because I hit my highest highs as an artist with her in terms of the business. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's that resentment built in there. So when it started going like a little bit south, I was like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't the nicest person to her. Yeah. I really regret that. So that's the one that's the blind spot I see a lot of. And I'm not telling you how to be. I think you're already, you know, good to everybody, especially since your history, what you're talking about, which is fascinating. No, you've managed other people. So that's like incredible. But you have that perspective. A lot of comics, and I'm not saying that 23-year-old woman was like that. Yeah. But they sign and they're just like, you're taking some of my money, so you fucking better get me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Not that I was like that, but I see it. I see people, because having Kara as my wife, I'm friends with a lot of reps. Yeah. Especially female ones. Yeah. That are, you know, like doing great work, but they'll have certain clients that there's nothing nothing's good enough, no matter how well they're doing. Sure. And like me as a comic, you know, I've worked with different people doing my social media and stuff like that, and they're all great, but I feel like I've heard some stories from some of them about certain comics where they're just like, this person like they think we could just make them go viral. and they get mad when we don't.
Right.
And they get, you know, how this thing changes all the time. Something new will come along that goes viral, and he'll, you know, this dude or gal will call them and be like, "What? We should do that right now. I need you to make this for me right." You know, it's just like, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
But it makes, like, doesn't, like, you're not surprised to hear me say that, right?
No, not at all. Yeah. You know? I mean, people have, you've seen that show Entourage, you know what I mean? People have different relationships with their managers, you know? Like,
which is a complete, that show, such a fallacy. I feel like, oh, dude, I've watched a lot of it. I'll be honest.
I just watched it for the first time.
But Entourage has as much to do with reality as, like, the Avengers.
Oh, right. You
know what I mean?
Sure.
In terms of, like, it's a hit every time. Like, what?
Yeah.
It worked out for Ian the boys.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
That's
funny.
One of my favorite toss-off jokes was Nick Kroll's that Italian character he does. Oh, Bobby Bottle Service.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, favorite actor, Vincent Chase. Not a real guy. You never actually see him do any acting.
Gosh, that was like the peak of Comedy Central. That's when they had.
Oh yeah,
Show Broad City, good, all man. That. I don't think I got that joke because I hadn't seen Entourage, so I watched that character. But I that line is funny to me now because I know who Vincent Chase.
John Daly is such a that guy. John Daly has done so many characters that just murder me.
Yeah,
that I'm just like, give John a show. Because he was like not a side man, but he just did characters on Kroll's show.
Yeah.
Give him his own show.
Yeah.
Because like I remember when they were doing the two like bottle service dudes, and at UCB he had because they would do it as a bit on stage first before they got the show deal. But he comes on stage, he's like, "Excuse me," he's like looking at the audience, he's like, "Is this your American Express black card?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I dropped that. Thanks, man." And he takes it and he goes, "No offense, that's an amazing line of credit." And walks off. And just like the idea, anytime you can do something funny that's like, you can make fun of how dumb guys can be.
Yeah.
They use no offense wrong.
Yeah. That's genius. That's really funny.
It's so simple, but it's like, I'm sorry.
That's great.
Yeah. And you've worked on like name some shows you've worked on.
I did Late Late Show with James Corden.
Yep.
And then I did this failed Comedy Central pilot called Wavelength.
Okay.
And then I recently wrote on Ted Animated, which is not out yet.
Okay, nice.
It's like they're making a 2D like Family Guy looking version of Ted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, dude, the fact that you just said recently, like anytime I have a friend, and I've got a surprising number that are like working on shows.
Well, this is like, I guess a year ago.
That's recent, dude. The business didn't crater a year ago. It happened a couple years ago.
Yeah,
you know? Like I've gone from seeing stuff in like the dailies and being like, oh, why are they making that? To like, oh fuck, they're making something sweet.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
No, for sure. Yeah, even if it's bad, it's like, yeah. No, this show wasn't bad, but it was, I was watching some interview with the guy who created Beef, and he was talking about like when he was coming up, like it wasn't like that. Like people were getting staff writer jobs and stuff like that. And and he was saying like, every job, like even if you hated it or if you're bad at it, like it doesn't matter because you like learn something. You learn something really important in every room you're in, which makes you like a better writer for the next room or just for yourself. Yeah. And I was just thinking about that. Like, wow, like, they really can't, not sure like if they're training enough people right now. I'm sure some people are booking stuff back to back, but like, I'm already 36. Like I'm not ready to be a senior or anything with TV stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm like,
and by writers' ages, I don't think that's senior. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think the funny thing is you'd be surprised how much is just in your bones. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? As a writer and as a funny person. Yeah. Because I don't think that leaves you. I think that's kind of once you've done it long enough, that's kind of a ride the bike kind of thing. Sure. Like you never forget. Like, yeah, okay, you'll be kind of a rusty stand-up if you're not going up, at least, once every week or 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah, sure. But in terms of just being funny and looking at something and going, I would take this out. I don't need this. I'm not, I still couldn't like send something to a friend and they'll be like, this part doesn't seem that interesting to me. Right. You know what I mean? And I realized, because I'm in love with that. But that's just me. It's not important to the story. It's not important to the scene. Right. You could do that, right away. That's true. Yeah, I guess I just look at everything from like a stand-up angle. I was like, well, I guess if I don't do it every day, I can't do it ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. It's people will when the pendulum swings back the other way. And I think it will, just it won't be the way we expect.
Right. I
think there will be people that are just there that are like, because I don't know, man. I think part of being an entertainer, I won't even say a creative, but it's just like, you're always going to be that no matter what else you're doing in the meantime. Kind of thing.
I've been trying to be like super zen about it. I don't think it's good for my career, but I'm just kind of like at this point where, inspire from things like subway takes and stuff. It's like, I think I'll just, I've been meeting a lot of, this is a little secret, there's a lot of tech bros who are very wealthy. They don't have a single creative bone in their body, but they want to be creative so bad. So they'll pay for your projects and they'll they just want EP credit. Right. And I'm not talking about like anything huge, just like you want to make a short film, whatever. I have a lot of friends like that. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to make something and just put it on YouTube.
Fucking yes.
I think I don't need to run it by anybody. Like, I think I'll just do it. And then I think it's fine.
Who talked about this? Was it, oh, damn it. I want to give credit, but it was like this older dude just talking about, that's what the Medicis did. They paid for the Renaissance.
Medicis? OG.
They paid for the Renaissance.
Yo.
So they were just like, no, you just paint that shit. I'll put you in this house. I'll give you this money. And it's just like, respect to those tech dudes that are like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they know you put any of those dudes on stage, they will eat their own dicks.
Yes. And I have to appreciate them, have to make fun of them.
I'm not saying you need to be like a kept man where they put you in a mansion like Reagan's donors did in the 80s. Guys, it's the problem we're in now. It's because of that. No, but like pay you for your, for your IP or whatever they want and shit. And just you make the show and the show gets made and then people see a fucking show.
I think that's what happened to Stamptown. I think some VC firm put some money into, which is cool. I love Stamptown, but it's like,
we'll use it.
VC is like what they're like investing in like Uber, but also Stamptown. Like it's crazy. You know what I mean?
It can't all just buy yachts.
Right.
You gotta bread and circuses. You gotta give the people what they want.
You bringing up Medici is hilarious, dude.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to the Medicis, dude. That's great. That's so true though. That's so true.
Yeah. It's like the people are like, oh, I hate the commercials. The commercials pay for the show.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's this balance. You gotta have that balance of art and commerce.
Yeah.
The problem is it's all been put on us to do the promo for our lives. Everything.
Yeah.
And so if someone can, and everyone I think is, you mentioned Subway Takes. I like Subway Takes, but it's kind of doing itself to death. And I feel like
what do you mean by that?
Well, because it's the same thing every time.
Oh, sure.
And I love it, but it's like, I feel like they're pumping out so many. That's one reason Kareem's doing that other thing where he gets in a cab and says, take me somewhere. I love that too.
Yes.
But all of this stuff is all personality centric. Mm-hmm. It's all about him. Mm-hmm. It's all about him. I never wanted to, I was very wary of doing anything. I mentioned the reality TV thing, but also doing anything where it's like, I'm like the Guy Fieri or whatever, because then it's just, I never wanted people to get sick of me. Also, I'm an actor. So I would rather go, all right, what is, I'm basically pitching myself into your next show. What is like Fumi going to do the show and he has like a wacky character neighbor. I'm like, oh, I want to dig into that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy. Because that to me is a lot more fun to show up and play pretend with other people and work really hard on it and make a thing that then people watch and go, oh, fuck. It's like my kid watched Friends for the first time recently. And it was one of those episodes where they were like just showing clips from all the things and stuff. And I realized back in the day, this is how old I am, when Friends came out, I was like, fuck this show. Seinfeld rules. You're just ripping off Seinfeld. It's like, whatever. But then you watch Friends and you're like, Friends is kind of a better show. And it really hurts to say that out loud. Because it's all about Jerry and nothing really ever happens to Jerry.
Because the whole show is like, it's a show about nothing.
Exactly.
But Friends is about something.
But it's called Seinfeld. Friends is not called Joey.
Right.
So it's about, I really like the collaborative thing. I like having my moment. I like having this person get their moment. I was always afraid of being the guy in the center of the post.
That is so interesting. You have a podcast. We're in a tank right now.
I know.
You're the guy.
I'm doing something that's personality centric.
There's like 17 cameras on you right now. What do you mean? I'm not the guy. You are the guy.
I will do it for this, but it kind of makes me freaked out if it got big. It won't. But it's like, that said, I would still focus as hard as I do on this on working on being an actor.
This is so interesting. I have the opposite problem where like, I don't really, this is not just acting, but also with writing and stuff. I feel, and again, I think this is why I always come back to stand up, because it's just me and I can just do whatever I want in the way that I want. But I realize like some people are like really good at like meshing into different environments and like kind of being the funny guy in like whatever situation. I realize I'm very like awkward sometimes, and there's certain people who can unlock the funny in me. And like there's like, and if I'm not in a room with, if I don't have to necessarily be friends with them, but there's just some people who can unlock that in me, and if I'm not in a room with those people, I feel like I struggle to unlock myself a little bit, and because of that, I'm always going back to like, I just gotta do my thing and hire my people, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And like, even like, I don't even like acting, but I would do it if I wrote something and if it was something that I wrote a character that, and every word is something that I would actually say, you know?
Right.
I think, so like, I'm doing it not because... I'm doing it because I'm out of options. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't do your thing because your thing is weird.
Well, see, you seem to me like a pretty highly organized person.
I'm very organized.
I would love to see you as a guy who just has lived in the same basement apartment for like 20 years on a show, but doesn't give a shit. It'd be so fun. Like muss your hair up and have you just pop out every once in a while. You know what I mean? That would, it's just, I think you would have fun. Like living in that world. Sure. You know what I mean?
Hey, write me that. Write me that role, bro.
On it. Yeah, on it, man. Yeah. I mean, I like the switching up the challenges sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Do you ever write yourself a set list and then right before you go on, go, I'm not going to start with that one. I'm going to start with this one.
I don't do that, but I do say don't go into the joke. Just see what happens, and I just try to like comment on something, not necessarily crowd work, but just let your ADHD take over. Just notice something and just say something, and then I do that sometimes.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just to like establish some sort of like energy that I'm present with the people, and then I go into my jokes and I do a little bit better. But
have you ever had that backfire?
All the time.
Yeah, me too.
All the time.
The thing I
like it.
I've had is where they take me too seriously.
Yeah.
When I come to a place and it's like it's a performance space or something like that, like a black box theater, and I just go like, what the fuck are we? Kind of prison, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the people bristle because they love that joint.
Oh, that's...
And you go, no. Like, I like it too.
You can't shit on the venue if it's a theater. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be like a random venue. Like, I'm always doing shows in like gyms and stuff, you know? So, you know,
I did a show in a gym in New Orleans, part of the this Taladano Street Festival, which is great. But they'd had like a what's that, 45? What's that?
F45?
Tom Brady's. Is it F45?
F45.
It was an F45. So it's this giant room.
Yep. I'm there. Yeah. I'm there doing shows for Don't Tell, you know? That's where most of them are.
It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Don't Tell rules.
Yeah, man.
Those shows are so good. What are you looking forward to coming up this year for you?
Dude, I am just like doing so much stand-up and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm just trying to write as much as possible.
Nice.
I'm just trying to... I feel... you know, for a while, I knew my voice, but as I'm in this like weird age where I'm like between 20 and 40 is like this weird thing where like my values are changing, and sometimes I feel like my set list is like, because I used to say my comedy, my comedy voice or my brand was like respectfully horny. I would always say that, you know.
It's going.
But I don't think it's that anymore. But I still have jokes that have like remnants of that, and so sometimes I'm doing an hour and I'm like, dude, I feel like my hour is like, you know that Outkast album that came out that had 2 CDs?
Yes, The Love Below.
Yeah, it's like just two, it's like 2 different artists. Like one is just like me being horny stuff, and others like just talking about my nephew and like contemplating parenting. And it like doesn't really go together, but it's just like 2 different things. And I still do it, but I'm like just trying to figure that out. I'm not shying away from it. Maybe there's an interesting thread, but I'm just like, I'm kind of enjoying like figuring out like what my thing is now, you know. People
like the duality though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they're only one thing, it's kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll say something like some disgusting thing about myself and be like, anyway, I have a daughter
Right,
it's
right,
fun
right,
to be
right,
and
right,
fun to say
sure.
like I'm so good at transitions or something like that.
Yeah,
flip it up, because
sure,
we do.
sure.
We contain multitudes.
Of course.
When I learned like you can control your thoughts, but you can't control the thoughts that pop up. Then I was like, okay, cool. I'm not a maniac.
Yeah.
To just have these fucking wild ass thoughts.
Yes.
That like we can't even share, but like 10% of them sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because the speed of thought.
Yeah.
And the amount, you're just like.
But sometimes like threading all that is the art of stand up to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is random. You're like, that doesn't go anywhere in the set, but it's like, it does. You just have to like figure out like which. This is a cousin of another of your bits. But
Yeah.
You don't know it yet. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah,
finding that
100%.
out has been cool, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I am not famous, but I think the one thing I'm really enjoying is like, I can feel I'm becoming a better writer for myself. You know what I
that's
mean?
great.
I can feel it. I'm not that good at writing for other people, but I'm pretty good at writing for myself.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like making shit up, dude. I'll just see a thing and I'll just be like, oh, what if I went to that? And I'll just make up a story about what would happen if I went. It's kind of like writing a TV show.
Put yourself in a scenario.
Yeah, I do a lot of that, but it's like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, maybe I learned this from doing TV stuff, but it's kind of like, I just know myself as a character. So I know what would happen if I went to this event. I know what I would do if I went to this event.
Okay.
And like, that's been like fun for me to do. Like,
Well, and that's great, but you're probably pretty honest, because I remember like when I started out, people they'd be like, I think I would make jokes about this at the time, because comics would be like, when that happens, do what I do. And they would say a thing that they never do. You don't remember? You know, like
I don't know if I remember
sometimes people will say, you know, like this is not it, but like one big thing was like, they're so bothered that everything the sizes at Starbucks were like Italian names.
this is my trick. This is my life hack kind of thing.
Grande. Yeah, when that happens, do what I do.
Yeah.
I dress up like an Italian mobster and shoot him. You know, something like that, where it's just like, but you would never do that.
Right.
You wouldn't do that. That's just a crazy thing to say. Whereas if you know, like there's a great teaching moment where I was next to a really funny comic. I forget who it was, back in Chicago, and there's a guy on stage and he was going off on Gatorade flavors.
Yeah.
And he was like, fierce lime. What's so fierce about a lime? And the guy next to me went, yeah, that's certainly what makes you angry. That's definitely. And I was like, fuck, that's so real.
That's so funny.
You just saw that thing and were like, I wrote it. And you didn't write a joke.
Yeah.
You wrote half of a premise.
Yeah.
He's so much better if you wrote about what actually made you mad.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck what Gatorade calls their flavors.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's silly. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah. I remember walking down an aisle in Albertsons when Cal Kinane and I were roommates, and our eyes both landed on yogurt blast flavored Cheerios, and we're like, and we're both just like, I can never talk about this. It's just a jizz joke. It's literally a jizz joke. There's nothing to write.
There's nothing to write. It's been done.
Who the fuck snuck that past?
Oh my God. But there were a lot of jokes about why are shampoos like always called Arctic Blast or what? Like there were a lot of jokes like that, like in the 2000s for sure. Like 2010s. For sure. Yeah. That was a hot topic.
But it's all you're doing is looking at the surface things.
Yeah.
They're always going to give us weird names.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's you got to dig deeper.
Sure. Yeah.
On the on what the switcheroo will be.
I'm like, I mean, why are you using Arctic Blast? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. You're old. You're 30. You shouldn't be using shampoo like that. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Your hair's even more of your hair is going to fall out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, please stop. Yeah. So, anything to plug before you go?
Oh my gosh. Well, I am currently on tour, and I'm going to a bunch of cities, probably one close to you. So please check my dates at fumiabe.com. That's FUMIABE.com. Also check my Instagram where I post a bunch of clips, bunch of bits, bunch of crowd work. You know, I do it all at the Fumi Abe. That's TheFumiAbe.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
You bet.
Thanks for the tank.